Jackie Aina, let's not lie, she's only Nigerian when she wants to have a piece of our cake. And also, if she actually wants to do this for our culture, for our ancestors, our ancestry, why is the candle not available in Nigeria?
Nigerian American YouTuber and makeup artist Jackie Aina launched a set of candles. Now, typically this wouldn't be a problem, influencers influencing. The names that she used for her candles, things got a little weird. Now, the whole collection of 4 candles she named Owambe, which is not problematic at all. But what was actually problematic was the one candle called Sorosoke. So originally the term Sorosoke is a Yoruba term that means speak up, to speak up. But the reason why there's an uproar about this is because in August of 2020, there was a huge protest against police brutality in Nigeria, where students, young people, and adults all in common stood up to the Nigerian government and protested all over the country. This movement ended with the Nigerian government annihilating a lot of protesters, especially in Lekki, Lagos, Nigeria. This is a very sentimental, deep and painful time for the whole country, as well as the people who lost their loved ones. So of course, seeing an influencer using a word that was used during the Endsars time as resistance against the government and police brutality being exploited for the name of a candle is disingenuous. But this whole conversation of Jackie Aina has taken a whole different turn now, because it shows the fragmentation that Nigerians in Nigeria have with Nigerians in the diaspora.
Nigerians in diaspora, all of us. I can't speak on other African country, but I'll speak to my Nigerian people. We truly need to know our place. Now I kind of understand what Nigerians in Nigeria has been complaining about this whole time. We really, really need to know our place. We need to be respectful. We need to stop pretending like we don't know what is happening in that country. We need to stop.
We do not have any cohesion. Maybe to outsiders we have cohesion because we're Nigerians, but we clearly don't see ourselves the same way. Because if we did, the tweets in response to Jackie Aina would not be a thing. Look at one. Jackie Aina's representation of Nigerian and Yoruba culture is just as fake as those white people she complains about. This giving annoying Wakanda and Black Panther vibe. There's nothing Owambe about this. So now her identity is being attacked. I do agree that she is hypocritical. That's a fact. This is a generalization that people are starting to make. Look at this other one. They're non-Nigerians. The reason why this is receiving so much backlash is because Jackie Aina shamelessly named one of the candles Sorosoke, which translates into speak up. It was one of the rally cries during Endsars, but Jackie was notably silent during the protests. So I did more research to actually see what tweets Jackie Aina put up, if any, about Endsars during the Endsars time. And here's what I found. The hashtags Endsars, Endsars now, End Police Brutality, SARS Protest, Reform Police NG are no longer trending. If you follow me, take the time to educate, and why this is not just Nigeria's problem. All Black Lives Matter all the time, period. So she became an All Lives Matter thing because of we were trying to put the telescope on SARS, the Nigerian government. The same way when we were putting the telescope on George Floyd, it was the whole world. But she found a way to divert from that, but then wants to use people's pain during that same movement that she was diverting attention from to make a candle. Do you see how predatory that is? Because somebody was born in another country does not mean they're not Nigerian. Granted, they do not have the experiences that growing up in Nigeria brings. Because I was born in Nigeria, I grew up in Nigeria for a little part of my life, and I still don't even have the experiences that people who live past the time that I left to America have. So for sure, we both have to respect each other's perspectives. That's a fact. But it's a problem when we have people boldly telling us to our faces that we're not Nigerian or we're not Nigerian enough. Because not everybody came to America from privilege. Most of us come to America for better lives. So none of us are privileged. Let's really be honest. Most of the population isn't. We all have the same struggles. Some of us were lucky enough to come here, but a lot of us that are here, the Nigerian economy is not doing well. Like, if we don't have us in the diaspora to help you out back home, like in terms of like sending money into the economy, period. I'm not even talking about the fact that people send money to their family members. Us contributing to that economy is what keeps it floating. Because the people who live there with you, who are politicians, don't care about you. So I don't think the diasporans are the ones who should be hated. I don't think Jackie Aina is a representation of the whole diaspora. Oh my God, we have Nigerians who are immigrants. That's my story. That's a totally different story from somebody who was born here and grew up here. I don't even identify like Jackie Aina. I don't even see myself to be similar to her in any kind of way. Do you see what I'm saying? But there would be kids who were born here who might see that kind of way. The cause of this is actually the women who validate her. Because when you validate somebody to a godlike level, and the reason why she's validated the way she is because of there's not much of a representation of black women in the media and things like that. Well, let me say African women in the media. So they kind of see themselves in her. So then they elevate her to this status. The reason why people like her is because they resonate with her. So now you resonate with her to a point that you give her a God status. You're not looking at what she actually values in the sense of like, what does she actually value as a person? You like her content because it makes you feel good about yourself, which is fine. But at some point, you do have to question people's motives. Are you truly aligned with this person's ideology? Because what she did with this Endsars situation was to prove to the world, and most importantly Nigerians in the diaspora, that she didn't give a fuck. Like, she didn't even know enough to understand that was so sensitive to not post it. See how she didn't care? She didn't care, which is fine. Like, business practices, predatory, you give them God status, and then when you give somebody God status, what do you think is going to happen? They're going to take advantage of it, and they're going to try to milk it as much as they can. The fact that she didn't even have that sensitivity to understand that this is not something that should be even thought about or even ventured towards, it's an indication that she has lost touch with her Nigerian roots, if she ever had touch with her Nigerian roots. Because there's people in America and in these Western countries who are Nigerian just by the name. Okay, like, they don't necessarily have any connections. The only connection they have is their parents have Nigerian accents. Is the truth. And then, of course, it became cool to be African, I don't know, at some point in the last couple of years too. So clearly, like, she hopped on that wave. Like, the people in the diaspora who are Africans who were looking for someone to identify with fall in line. And that's how the whole story goes. Get a cult-like following, keep feeding them what they want, and every now and then throw in ads, make products, make merch, and sell it out. It's predatory. And it's only somebody with discernment and somebody who actually cares, somebody who's not money driven, because I'm pretty sure she's making good money anywhere else, and she would still make money if she called it anything else. But she didn't even put a little bit of thought into that because she didn't know, because she didn't care to know. And even by what she posted about Endsars, you see what I'm saying. So like, share, subscribe. It's your boy J Wave. I just wanted to talk about it. Like, share, and subscribe. I'm out.